Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of my Capstone committee. Each one of you has made an impact on my journey here at Piedmont College. You are all masters of your field of education, and I am so grateful to be sharing this capstone with you. Thank you. Art on Hand is a unit of study that is about looking at art from a different perspective, using materials that otherwise would have been discarded, and repurposing them in fun and creative ways. My unit begins by starting a lesson based off the Cubist works of Pablo Picasso and George Braque. Picasso and Braque defined certain aspects of Cubism, including distorted figures and forms and a monochromatic color palettes of brown, grays, and blacks. They simplified figures and objects into geometric components and planes that may or may not add up to the whole figure or object as it would appear in the natural world, and simultaneously depicted different points of view on one plane, suggesting a flat, two-dimensional surfaces. The students would learn the art history behind Cubism before diving into their own projects of creating one themselves. Elementary school students will be focused on the use of parallel and intersecting lines and geometric shapes. Middle schoolers will focus on the use of the color wheel and color schemes, such as monochromatic or using a cool or warm color palettes. The high school level will create an abstract work based off of their own choosing, using all the techniques previously mentioned. It is important to note that allowing the students the freedom to choose their own subject will create a deeper connection between the artwork and the student. The next lesson will continue with the idea of breaking up the picture plane with the works of Louis Comfort Tiffany and his use of stained glass. One of America's most celebrated artists, Louis Comfort Tiffany revolutionized the production of stained glass and incorporated it into innovative designs and unusual decorative items. Students at each grade level will begin by examining Tiffany's works and then start their own projects. Elementary school will create their own non-objective pieces of work focused primarily on the use of irregular shapes and color choice. Middle and high schools will create a stained glass piece with an object of their choosing, breaking down the picture plane into regular shapes and focused more heavily on the use of color palettes and choice of materials used. I found that for this project, having a lot of options for students to use would really allow the students to express themselves. Choosing between color pencils, markers, oil pastels, or watercolors would help create a unique final piece for each project. Although for vibrancy, I preferred using the pastels and watercolors. The third project in my unit focuses on the use of collages. One artist that will be discussed is the works of Romar Bearden. Romar Bearden is an African-American artist and writer who is renowned for his collages and photo montages. Bearden's work reflects his improvisational approach to his practice. He is considered the process akin to that of jazz and blues composers, by adding some here, adding some more there, until you feel like you have the final piece. This project will begin by having students at all grade levels create a contour line drawing of their main subject of choice. This can be something that is meaningful to them, that can be used to create a deeper connection to the art piece. Next, the students will break up the background into multiple geometric shapes, similar to our cubism and stained glass projects. This type of incorporation will help reinforce what students have already learned, while simultaneously leading to the creation of a new project. Finally, the students will use small pieces of paper to create a collage of their main subject. A project such as this allows the students to work with multiple media simultaneously. The final project in this unit will focus on the works of two artists, Vic Muniz and Robert Rauschenberg. Robert Rauschenberg was a prolific innovator of techniques and mediums. He used unconventional art materials ranging from dirt and house paint to umbrellas and car tires. With these mixed media works of art, Rauschenberg reinvented the collage, changing it from a medium that presses commonplace materials to serve illusion into something very different, a process that undermines both illusion and the idea that a work of art has unitary meaning. The final lesson in the unit will consist of each grade level using materials that have been collected by myself and the students together. These materials could include old magazines, books, paper products, plastics, discard materials, or any number of things. The students would then decide on a theme that they would like to present when making the project. Each student would make a collage-based work based off the theme of their choosing. The collage would be made up of multiple materials using scissors to cut out the pieces and then glue and glue sticks to recombine everything together. For the example that I made for the piece, I chose the theme of Art Day. The final piece conveys a sense of natural beauty that is present in the world and encourages people to appreciate the majesty of nature around them. My classroom observations was an experience that solidified my desire to become a teacher. Teaching students how to roll coils for coil pots at the elementary school and then later assisting the best ways to glaze them. Seeing their smiling faces every day and seeing the appreciation and excitement that they have for art was truly special. The kids are so excited to be in the art classroom. At the middle school level, I chose to go to my observations more than what was required of me because the kids were not as open as they were at the elementary school. However, putting in the time and extra effort and really getting to know them paid off in the end because by the end the kids knew me by name, greeted me with a smile every morning, and even sang me happy birthday on my last day. Almost daily, I would get asked to talk about my views and opinions on subjects ranging from movies, sports, games, and of course art. Developing a relationship with the students put them at ease, gave me the feeling that I do have the makings of a teacher, and made the overall experience even more worthwhile. The tender moments really came when I would randomly receive drawings from students that made the experience much more personal and really gave me the encouragement and fueled my desires to teach even more. I hope to one day have my own art classroom with my own smiling students, creating amazing and wonderful works of art.